Hi everyone. So this is module 2 of the number of modules that I'm going to be talking about regarding COVID-19 and being prepared. So I did, as I showed in the first video, I did make a generalized list of what I wanted to talk about, some notes that I wrote down. So I did 2 parts for the warning video, and this is part 1 of the assess video. So this video is called assessing, and this module is called assessing. We need to stop the fake hype, okay? So you need to assess the situation, and you need to assess regarding COVID-19, because that is our current topical topic. So you need to assess the situation. You need to sit down. You need to sit down with family, and you need to, first of all, because we're all around the world, so you need to sit down wherever you are in the world. My love goes out to you, and I hope that you stay safe, and I hope you make through this pandemic. I hope you're not affected by this. So you need to sit down and you need to assess the situation. You need to use multiple sources of information. Don't just stick to Facebook. Don't just stick to Twitter. Don't just stick to one newspaper. Don't just stick to one media outlet. You need to gather as many sources as you can get and find out what the situation of COVID-19 is in your country, in your city, in your village, in your locality. You need to get information from your local hospital. You need to talk to the people around you, and you need to build an immediate, articulated, educated, informed, analytical, strategic position of what is going on. And you can only do that if you analyze multiple sources. You need to check that the information that you are receiving is correct. A lot of information that has been put out there has been fake hype, and it's been there was a thing that came up in 2 different sources, one on the news and one on Google updates of Google Update News, that somebody had said that drinking liquid silver would get rid of this virus. No, it won't. Okay, it won't. There was something coming out of India that drinking cow's urine would prevent you from getting this virus and keep you safe. No, it won't. There are some other things coming out from multiple sources of people trying to put out bad sort of medical advice by saying that if you drink a lot of hot fluids, it will, or if you drink a lot of cold fluids, or if you try to alter your body temperature by keep getting really, really warm, or by making your body really, really cold. No, it won't. The way to stop this virus, as far as all the medical conditions have been known, as far as all the medical advice has come together, been collated, is to wash your hands for more than 20 seconds. Now, because the virus is spreading, I would say go up to 30 seconds. Wash your hands, and wash your hands around 30 seconds for every 2 hours. One of the doctors, he's a medical doctor. I forget his name. I have it written down, but he's a medical doctor, and he's also a specialist in viruses. He said that you need to wash your hands more than 20 seconds every 2 hours. So take that advice, because he's the person who is going to help us burn this virus. He's the person who's working on it. He's the person helping and saving lives. This is his advice. Follow that advice. So for 20 seconds, more than 20 seconds, with soap and water, just normal soap, normal warmish water, wash your hands for more than 20 seconds every 2 hours. Please do that. Set an alarm on your iPhone. Also, use a moist towel, and wipe the screen of your phone It's no good just washing your hands. You need to wash your touch screen. So if it's an iPad or a phone, keypad, just a moist towel, just wipe it. A little bit of drop of soapy water, just keep it clean. Or if you have wet wipes or antibacterial wipes, you can use them, or that you can get specialist antibacterial screen wipes that keep your screen clean. But I mean, in the current situation, because everybody has been panic buying and now they're selling things on eBay for far inflated prices, and we'll come to that later on. Just use soap and water. Just get a towel, make it a little bit moist, squeeze it out, and just clean everything. It'll keep everything clean. So assess the situation. Now, in terms of helping you to assess the situation, one of my favorite people in the world who taught me a lot of things, and I've met him a couple of times in London and on his other trips. I really admire him. He is a fabulous person, and I've watched his videos and I've read his book and I've listened to his lectures and I've studied what he writes and how he writes. His name is Commander Chris Hadfield. He's the Canadian astronaut who went up to the International Space Station and made all those videos. He has been putting out a lot of good quality advice on the BBC. He's done 2 interviews. So if you're in the UK, apologize for that, it's just some messages coming in. If you are in the UK, go into iPlayer, look at the BBC News, and you will see some interviews by Commander Chris Hadfield. Listen to what he's saying, take his advice. He is just a fabulous human being, and he's highly articulate, and he's been through he's been through red teaming, or what we engineers and scientists call red teaming, and that is planning for hypothetical situations. It's what preppers do, but in engineering and in science and in aviation and in maritime, we do that to a very, very high degree. We do it to like triple or, to the 100th to 1,000th of a degree. We try to work out every error and see what the reaction and how we need to correct it. So he's been through that specialist training that takes years and years and years and years to get right. So the advice that he gives is very, very, very worth reading. I would also say read his book. Since we are all housebound now, since we are all at home, get hold of his book, or his audiobook is available on I don't know what it's called, but on your iPhone you can get his audiobook, or you can get his digital book, or you can buy his paper book. And again, this isn't an advertisement for anything. This is purely me directing you towards the person who has influenced my life a lot, and someone who knows what they're talking about. Okay, so I'm directing you to someone who knows what they're talking about, a reliable source. So and then some of his sources and some of his things that he's published. So listen to Commander Chris Hadfield. Listen to the way he plans. Listen to his philosophy. That's one word. He puts out quite a lot of philosophy in his book and when he makes these speeches. And pay attention to that philosophy. Listen to his lectures on YouTube. YouTube is the best resource we have in the world at the moment. And whoever made YouTube, I don't know, but that person needs a medal, because YouTube is the best resource. Go and use YouTube. Look up all the Commander Chris Hadfield videos, especially his lectures that he did, the TEDx talks that he did, and his other lectures that he did when he returned after his long ISS expeditions. Go and listen to them, and they will teach you a fantastic philosophy on how to cope and how to prepare and how to analyze any situation. At the moment, this topic is of COVID-19 and being prepared, but listening to Commander Chris Hadfield's philosophy will teach you far better than I can. I mean, I too am an aeronautical engineer, but I'm at the bottom of the pile. I think I'm not even in the pile. I'm not even on the desk. I'm just a junior engineer. Commander Chris Hadfield is like the senior astronaut guy. person, and I wish the other astronauts there would put out stuff as well, because they have a lot to contribute to. But seriously, this isn't anything bad, or this isn't promotion of him, or this is me as an academic, as an analyst, as an engineer, as a prepper, directing you towards the best resource I can direct you towards. So go and listen to his, go and read his book, go and listen to his video, go and watch his videos on YouTube. And this entire module of assess is coming from him. What I've learned from him, even when I was in hospital in very, very bad conditions, he was one of the people that got me out. His philosophy was one of the people that got me out. So listen to what he's saying, and take it on board, learn. And the points I said to you, analyze and assess what you are being told. Don't just listen to one source. Don't just say, oh, well, someone on Facebook that I really trust is saying that. No, this isn't the time for all of that. You need to assess, and you need to make a very, very detailed but very, very quick assessment of your situation, and you need to plan, and you need to listen and obey to what the doctors are saying. So listen to his philosophies and then implement them, write them down and implement them to make your own protocols, or flight rules as we call it in aviation, and this is one of the terms that Commander Chris Hadfield explains in his book. We in engineering, we have protocols, we have notes and notes and notes and diaries and procedure manuals of when you're flying. If your keyboard breaks, what do you do? Do you have a spare keyboard? Can you use a touch screen? Do you need to cancel the flight? Whom do you need to inform? If you're going to fly and you need to divert, well, whilst you're diverting, what procedures do you need to do? We have checklists of this. Same in maritime. What happens during to prevent a collision at sea? What happens when you are quarantined when you're coming into port? When you are sailing, before departure, before going underway, how do you need to organize your yacht? How do you need to organize your boat or your ship? What procedures do you need to follow? And we have lists and lists and lists of this. And these lists, these checklists, these protocols, these flight rules, these navigation rules, they save lives. So if you don't have these protocols in your life, now is the time. Now is the time to learn. Now is the time to assess. Now is the time to implement. Now is the time to analyze. Now is the time to write down your own protocols in terms of how to, first of all, how to get through Covid-19. Let's be frank. Okay, we need to get through Covid-19. So you need to set up protocols for that. And secondly, I don't want everyone to be a prepper. I'm not trying to say you need to be a prepper. No, I'm just saying that you need to be prepared. Being prepared is different, and that's why I wrote being prepared, and I didn't write and prepping. I was going to write prepping, but I changed to be prepared, because being prepared is far more essential. Prepper is far more of a speciality, and there are a lot of people who can't do that, or who still won't do that, and many of the people will still mock us for being preppers. That's okay. I don't have time to be offended by that. You need to follow what I've just said, and you need to be prepared. It's for your own safety. So I will go through the other modules. I'm going to leave this as part 1 of 1. I think I've managed to cover everything that I wanted to cover in the assessment. So this was module 2 of assess. This will be part 1 of 1, and there won't be another part to it. So listen to what I've said. Listen to Commander Chris Commander Chris Hadfield's lectures and book, and start making protocols on how to survive COVID-19 from multiple sources where you are, and secondly, of how to run your house and your work whilst you are in quarantine. Get started now. There is no time to lose. There is no excuse for you to not do it. And I think I've covered that. So yeah, so stay safe, Thank you very, very much for watching. Please share these videos so we can get this information out. I'm not self-promoting, I'm trying to help you to get information out. Thank you very much.